Is on 0845 900 1041. Now, as I mentioned, Simon Cox moved this week from Swindon to West Brom for around £1.9 million. Cox was a local boy here and fans' favourite with Reading, but was sold Swindon to West Brom, Swindon, for £200,000 in January last year. Last season, he scored 32 goals for the Robins, including 3 hat-tricks and some pretty spectacular goals as well. His move to West Brom has earned Reading a significant sell-on fee, but perhaps they were hasty in getting rid of him. Cox attended Downsway Primary School in Tilehurst, where he was first picked up by Reading at just 9 years old. And on the phone we have his old Downsway head teacher, Paul Wotton. Good evening, Paul.
Hello there.
Now, did Simon always look as though he would make it in professional football?
Well, yes, he was a terrific little guy when he first came to the school. He was nearly 5, and we used to run a ball skills club with our infants, and he was very, very good. He was good right from the start. Very capable young man. Thoroughly enjoyed his football. He went on through our school, representing the school for indoor 5-a-side, 11-a-side football, 6-a-side football, various things like that. And when he was in year 5, we picked him up as a district player, and he went and played for Newbury District for as a year 5 in the B team, and he played for that year. And then in the A team when he was year 6. But while he was year 5, he our school, we got through to Wembley in the Predator Cup, which is we represented the southwest of England, and we got to Wembley, and he was year 5, and he scored our only goal. It's very sad. We didn't do as well as we scored some wonderful goals in front of crowds of about 30 or 40 people, and then at Wembley, where the crowd was 6,000 because it was in front of it was getting ready for a small international. We only scored 1 goal and lost all our games, but Simon was the scorer.
So he's always had it in him. I met him a couple of times when he was at Reading. He always came across as being very, very confident. I mean, I noted this week that he compared himself to Teddy Sheringham and Kevin Phillips when he signed for West Brom. So has that confidence always been there?
I think Simon's always believed in himself fully, yeah. We used to run a gym club at school, and he was a terrific little gymnast, and he believed in his ability. You could try to teach him something like a high forward roll or a forearm overswing, and he would do it. He believed in himself, and if you showed him the way, he was very capable of doing it.
Now, the big question is, and hindsight's a wonderful thing, I know, but should Reading have let Simon go when they did, or perhaps it was him trying to force the issue? He was a bit impatient on the sidelines.
I don't know. Probably his time at Swindon's done him good. It's certainly given him the chance to go out there, play regularly, and score goals. I mean, that's, after all, one of the things Simon's always been delighted to do. And I should imagine the opportunity at Swindon was good for him.
Just in general, is the standard of schoolboy and I guess schoolgirl football in Berkshire as good as ever?
It's quite interesting. We did the indoor 5-a-side tournament this year again that we do at Greenham Air Base, and the standard of football up there was extremely strong. We were just commenting on it the other day, how good the standard of football is at that sort of level.
Do you have issues with players and supporters, the stereotypical competitive dads, copying what they see on their TV, say in the Premier League, you know, not just on the pitch, but off it as well?
I used to have quite a lot of trouble trying to break bad habits for children who played some of the football in front of vast numbers of parents screaming and shouting at them, and referee abuse and whatever. And we used to spend quite a bit of time talking about what football's really all about and what sportsmanship is all about. And I think that is a problem today. It's a very big problem today.
And just finally, I won't get you to name names because that would be unfair on you and them. But are there other boys coming through that you coach that you might maybe be able to earmark for Reading in the future?
Well, I don't actually coach any anymore. I retired 6 years ago, and although I'm still a member of the Newbury District Primary Schools Football Association, I don't actually do any coaching anymore.
I did hear about, there's a lad I heard about from one of my old school teachers, PE teachers, called Alex Ferguson, which would be quite interesting to see if a player ended up playing in the Premier League called Alex Ferguson, but we'll have to wait and see about that.
Is he ours, our Alex Ferguson from Newbury District Primary School?
Yes, you know him, do you?
I do know him very well, and he is very good lad, yes.
Well, I said I wouldn't name names, but I've just gone back on that one. But anyway, I hope Alex doesn't mind wherever he's listening. Paul, thanks very much for joining us, and I'm sure you'll be watching Simon Cox's career with interest now he's at West Brom, and of course he'll be playing against Reading this season, won't he?
Too true.
OK, Paul, thanks very much.
Pleasure. Bye.
That's Paul Wotton from Downsway Primary School in Tilehurst. Mentored Simon Cox early in his football career, and maybe one or two of you wish that Simon was still around at Reading. It'll be interesting this season to see if a couple of youngsters come through. We've seen Julian Kelly play at right back last season, but perhaps that might be the way forward. It's just gone 6:15. Plenty more to come on Sports Week on BBC Radio Berkshire. We'll hear more from Brendan Rodgers, slightly more off-the-wall stuff like his favourite film and that kind of thing. We'll hear that after the Travel You Trust and the news headlines.